Hello, Pastor Veronica here. We've been working through the Gospel of Luke for our Advent season and reading a chapter each night. I am now going to read chapter 15 for the 15th of December. Occasions for celebrations, it says. All the tax collectors and sinners were gathering around Jesus to listen to him. The Pharisees and legal experts were grumbling, saying, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." Jesus told them this parable. Suppose someone among you had 100 sheep and lost one of them. Wouldn't he leave the other 99 in the pasture and search for the one until he finds it? And when he finds it, he is thrilled and places it on his shoulders. When he arrives home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, "Celebrate with me, because I have found my lost sheep." In the same way, I tell you, there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who changes both heart and life over 99 righteous people who have no need to change their hearts and lives. Or what woman, if she owes 10 silver coins and loses one of them, won't light a lamp and sweep the house, search her home carefully until she finds it? When she finds it, she calls together her friends and neighbors, saying, "Celebrate with me, because I have found my lost coin." In the same way, I tell you, joy breaks out of the presence of God's angels over one sinner who changes both heart and life. Jesus said, "A certain man had 2 sons. The younger son said to his father, 'Father, give me my share of the inheritance.' Then the father divided his estate between them. Soon afterward, the younger son gathered everything together and took a trip to a land far away. There he wasted his wealth through extravagant living. When he had used up his resources, a severe food shortage arose in that country, and he began to be in need. He hired himself out to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him into the fields to feed pigs. He longed to eat his fill from what the pigs ate, but no one gave him anything. Then he came to his senses and he said, "How many of my father's hired hands have more than enough food, but I am starving to death? I will get up and go to my father and say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son. Take me on as one of your hired hands.' So he got up and went to his father. While he was still a long way off, his father saw him and, moved with compassion, his father ran to him, hugged him, and kissed him. Then his son said, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Quickly bring out the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Fetch the fatted calf and slaughter it. We must celebrate with feasting, because this son of mine was dead and has come back to life. He was lost and is found.' And they began to celebrate. Now his older son was in the field. Coming in from the field, he approached the house and heard music and dancing. He called one of the servants and asked what was going on. The servant replied, 'Your brother has arrived, and your father has slaughtered the fatted calf, because he received his son back safe and sound.' Then the older son was furious and didn't want to enter in, but his father came out and begged him. He answered his father, 'Look, I've served you all these years, and I never disobeyed your instruction. Yet you never given me as much as a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours returned after gobbling up your estate on prostitutes, you slaughtered the fatted calf for him.' Then his father said, 'Son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad, because this brother of yours was dead and is alive. He was lost and is found.'" Chapter 15, Jesus tells the parables of the lost sheep, the lost coin, and the prodigal son. Our reflection is the context for all the parables in this chapter is provided by the first 2 verses. All the tax collectors and sinners were gathered around Jesus, listening to him. The Pharisees and legal experts were grumbling, saying, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." Our prayer is, Lord, help us to overcome our grumbling and resentment. Amen. In in our reflection, are you lost? Are you the lost soul, the lost one that Jesus is reaching out to? Maybe you're listening to this, reading this chapter, this video for the first time, and you don't realize that the love that Christ has for you as a child of God. Come home. Reach out to us. Reach out to me, and I'd be happy to pray with you. Reach out to the Lord especially, and come home. Our action on this is, as a practical expression of gratitude to God, celebrate someone else's success or good fortune. Celebrate something that someone else has done, or a success or a good fortune that they have. Celebrate with them. Well, that's chapter 15. I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 16. Take care and God bless.